Imagine if everything you really desired, perfect health, amazing relationships, a job you actually love, that feeling of real happiness, and the money you need, what if it was always closer than you thought? Like, what if the actual handbook to the biggest power in the universe was, already right here?
That's a compelling thought.
Well, today on the Deep Seek Diaries, we're doing a deep dive into a book that claims to hold the key to basically all of that. It's The Power by Rhonda Byrne.
Right. The second book in her Secret series, which, was massive.
Exactly. And we thought this deep dive was important because, well, if you're looking for a way to maybe quickly grasp how to manifest a better life or understand what's behind, every invention or creation, this book claims to be a shortcut.
It really does. It promises to show you the single greatest force, and it says that power is inside you.
So our mission today.
Yeah, our mission is to really unpack how this book lays out that path, to getting what you want. And crucially, how practical is it, for your actual daily life?
We want to look beyond just the words on the page.
What does it mean for you?
Okay, so as we get ready to jump into The Power, just a quick heads up.
Yeah?
If you're finding this deep dive interesting, we'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. Like the video, too.
It helps us out.
It does. And you can find the Deep Seek Diaries on, all the usual places, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
And all the resources we talk about today, the books, websites, anything like that, they're all linked down in the description.
Yep, check those out. And please do take a quick look at our terms and conditions there as well.
Right. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Settle in, everyone. So let's properly introduce the book again. The Power by Rhonda Byrne. Publisher is Simon & Schuster UK. It's about 284 pages.
And you can get it pretty much any way you want. Kindle, audiobook, hardcover, even audio CD still.
Right. And it's book 2 of 6 in the Secret series. But what is this power it talks about, fundamentally?
Well, the book defines the power as basically the ability to have anything you want, full stop.
Wow.
It frames it as the source, the actual source of every discovery, invention, all human creation.
That's huge.
It is. And what's really explicit, and it's quite a statement, is that this power, the one for getting everything good in life, it says it's inside you.
Inside you?
Yeah. The book kind of boils it all down to just one thing, the power.
Okay, that is a bold claim. And, it immediately made me think of that reviewer, Dr. Joe Vitale. He pointed out something really interesting. He said the core, the absolute essence of the power is actually love.
Love. Simple as that.
Well, the idea is when you genuinely love anything, you feel different, right? There's a distinct feeling.
Okay.
And that feeling then attracts more of the same stuff back into your life. So he suggests if you just focus on love consistently, your whole life starts to, blossom.
Sounds almost too simple. Deceptively simple, maybe.
Maybe, but is it? Let's unpack that. The book's main argument seems simple, but also kind of profound. To create or change anything, you have to give it positive thoughts and feelings.
Right. And that simplicity is definitely intentional. But it's crucial. Like you said, it's not just thinking good thoughts.
Yeah.
It goes deeper.
So it's not just standard positive thinking then. What's the extra layer?
That's a really good question. Because the book puts huge emphasis on the feeling. It's not just surface stuff, not just affirmations you repeat without belief. It's about deeply, truly embodying that desired outcome emotionally.
Yeah.
The book suggests, look, no matter how tough things seem, if you can vividly imagine the absolute best outcome, and then, and this is the key part, genuinely feel the emotion of it, like it's already real.
Feel it now.
Feel it now. That's when you start to shift the circumstances. That's where the law of attraction stops being this, abstract idea.
And becomes practical.
Exactly. It becomes a practical emotional application. It's about being in that desired state.
That distinction, the feeling part, feels really important. So, okay, let's talk daily life. What does this actually look like day to day? Does it mean everything I say matters?
Pretty much, yeah. The book is very direct about that. It says you have to talk about what you love.
Talk about it, not just think it.
Right. Vocalize it. So instead of moaning about the traffic, maybe talk about how much you love being on time or how good it feels to arrive relaxed.
Or focus on the health you do have, not the aches and pains.
Exactly that. Or, talk about the business profits you want as if they're already coming in. The core idea is your words and feelings are constantly broadcasting signals.
And drawing stuff back to you.
Precisely. Drawing back whatever matches that broadcast, it really makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How much power does our internal state really have?
It definitely does. And that conversational style, the focus on feeling, the practical examples, I can see how that would work well for someone new to this stuff.
For sure.
So, okay, that's the what and the how of the power. Let's look at the book itself. How is it structured? How does it deliver these ideas?
Well, structurally, it's designed to be super accessible. That's a major plus point people mention. It's often described as just an easy read. The tone is clear, inspiring, quite direct.
Not too academic, then.
Not at all.
Okay.
And lots of readers really appreciate the sort of reminder pages you get at the end of each chapter.
Oh, like summaries.
Yeah, little recaps. And the layout is nice, too. It
Yeah.
gives it the feel of, a step-by-step guide on how to actually do this manifestation stuff.
Yeah.
It tries not to get lost in jargon.
Sounds like it wants to be a practical companion, not just theory.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about Rhonda Byrne herself. I mean, she's not just some random author in this field.
Definitely not.
She's the driving force behind The Secret, the film, and the book, which, let's face it, was a global phenomenon.
Absolutely huge. And her stated goal, she says, is to bring joy to billions. That's quite an ambition.
It is. And her background creating The Secret, it definitely gives the power a certain authority, right?
Yeah.
Building on what came before.
For sure. It builds directly on those principles. But what's also really interesting is looking at her influences.
Like who?
Well, Dr. Joe Vitale, again, he actually points out that she's a big fan of Neville Goddard.
Neville Goddard. He was big in the New Thought movement, right? Focused on imagination.
Exactly. Deeply focused on the power of imagination and, crucially, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Byrne apparently quotes him repeatedly in the book.
Huh. So that connection, it raises a question, doesn't it? How does that lineage, that Goddard influence, shape the message in The Power, especially around that whole feeling versus action thing?
That's the million-dollar question, really, because Goddard was very much about the internal state being primary, almost exclusive. Does the power fully embrace that, or does it leave room for, doing stuff? It's a key tension.
A really fascinating connection. Okay, so let's dive into what readers feel makes The Power really work. What are its biggest strengths, according to them?
Well, the feedback, as you'd expect, is largely very positive. Loads of people call it life-changing, inspirational.
Strong word.
Yeah. The report it genuinely helps them live better, think more positively, and consistently you see praise for being easy to read and understand.
So accessible.
Very accessible. People like the clear guidance, and they mention this fantastic feel-good factor it gives them.
Feel-good factor. Interesting.
Yeah, and some even find it, relaxing and soothing. They use it to help them fall asleep with positive thoughts.
Wow. Okay.
And it gets called a wonderful gift a lot, which tells you something about the emotional connection people feel to it.
It definitely sounds like it offers comfort and a sense of empowerment for many. But, any concept this big gets pushback. What are the criticisms, the potential downsides people mention?
Okay, yeah, the most common one, hands down, is that it's repetitive.
Oh, okay. I saw that mentioned too.
Yeah, quite a few readers felt, especially those first, say, 60 pages or so, were so repetitive they could have been seriously condensed.
Do you think that repetition is maybe deliberate, like for drilling the concepts in, or does it just risk annoying people?
That's the debate, isn't it? Repetition can be a powerful teaching tool, reinforcing the message. But for some readers, it just felt like padding, like it crossed a line.
Right. And I also saw critiques like, look, this might not be for everyone, especially if you're after, hard scientific proof.
Yeah, it definitely operates outside that framework. It asks for a different kind of belief or openness.
And there was that other interesting point someone raised about its focus, maybe even preoccupation with material wealth.
Ah, yes, the material riches angle.
Suggesting it sometimes taps into, what some might see as greed.
That's a really crucial point. And it opens up that whole ethical discussion, doesn't it? How do you, as a reader, balance using these principles for personal gain, material or otherwise, with, the bigger picture?
Yeah, where's the line?
Exactly. And then there's that perennial debate we touched on, action.
Right, feeling versus doing.
Yeah. The book often implies, or it can be read as implying, that the desires will sort of just come to you if you feel it real, as Dr. Vitale put it. But Vitale himself and others argue strongly for co-creation. You feel it, yes, but then you take inspired action.
Like the universe meets you halfway.
Kind of. And Vitale even points out, hey, Rhonda Byrne herself uses marketing actions to sell her books. She doesn't just sit and feel them selling.
Huh. Good point. So there's a subtle tension there in the teaching itself.
Definitely. It's often left to the reader to kind of navigate that space between the internal feeling and the necessary external steps.
That tension is definitely real for people exploring manifestation. Okay, so considering all this, the strengths, the criticisms, the nuances, who is the power really for? Who's the ideal reader?
Well, if you're someone who's actively seeking personal transformation, maybe you're really striving for better relationships or better health or more career success, the book is explicitly talking to you.
Got it.
It's especially good, I think, for fans of The Secret who read that and thought, okay, but how do I actually do this? This book aims to provide more of the how.
So a practical follow-up.
Exactly. If you're generally open to personal growth and you're okay with a more, let's say, spiritual take on success and happiness, then yeah, it's probably highly recommended for you.
And who is it maybe not for?
Probably not the best fit if you're looking purely for scientific validation, or honestly, if you really dislike that kind of repetitive self-help style of writing, it might just grate on you.
That makes sense. It gives a really clear picture. Okay, now let's zoom out again. We've talked about our analysis, but what about the thousands of other readers? What's the general vibe on Amazon, for instance?
Well, the numbers are pretty impressive. The Power has a 4.7 out of 5-star average on Amazon globally.
4.7 is high.
It is, and that's from over 11,000 ratings. And get this, a massive 84% of those are 5-star reviews.
Wow, 84%. So overwhelmingly positive.
Overwhelmingly. And the comment praises really echo what we've been discussing. You see life-changing, easy-to-read, inspirational content popping up again and again.
And the feel-good factor.
That too. People consistently say it helps them feel calm, helps them sleep better with positive thoughts. It's fascinating how often that immediate, tangible benefit, feeling better, gets mentioned.
Yeah, that's really interesting. But even with all those 5 stars, the AI summary of the reviews, it still picks out the repetition rate as the most frequent criticism, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It confirms that's a consistent sticking point for a noticeable chunk of readers, even if they generally like the book. It aligns perfectly with what we found.
And what about specific reviews? Did any jump out as capturing the core message?
Yeah, there was one from Dario Zignale that really highlighted the mindset shift. He talked about the power of seeing yourself as a creator of your life rather than a victim of circumstances.
Taking responsibility.
Exactly. And that clearly resonates deeply with the book's central theme of empowerment. It shows how the book helps people fundamentally reframe how they see themselves and their place in the world.
Okay, I hope you are enjoying this deep dive so far. Just a quick reminder, if you are, please do subscribe to the Deep Seek Diaries, like this video. You know the drill.
And don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. All the links, plus links to the book and other stuff we mentioned, are in the description below.
Check them out. Okay, let's bring this together. So this deep dive into The Power by Rhonda Byrne. It really hammers home this idea, doesn't it? That there's this profound force for positive change.
Yeah.
And it's actually inside each of us.
Yeah. It offers a very clear, very accessible guide, or tries to, for harnessing that power. And the main tools it gives you are feelings of love and gratitude.
It's definitely about more than just wishful thinking. It's about actively aligning your emotional state, your feeling state, with what you desire.
Right. So what does all this mean for you listening right now? I think the book really challenges us to consider just how much our emotions shape our reality. It forces you to ask, is cultivating positive feelings, especially love and gratitude, is that genuinely the most powerful thing I could do to get what I want?
It's a big question, a real shift in perspective from just, grinding harder.
Absolutely. Puts the internal world front and center.
Okay, so here's a final provocative thought for you to maybe mull over after this deep dive.
Go on.
If focusing on love and positive feelings really is the power to attract everything good, what's one specific positive feeling you could consciously, actively cultivate, starting right now, to begin transforming a challenge you're facing in your own life?
Ooh, that's a good one to sit with.
Just something to think about. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into The Power by Rhonda Byrne here on the Deep Seek Diaries.
Hope you found it useful.
Yeah, hope so too. Please don't forget to check out all those links in the description section, the book, other resources, all that jazz.
And if you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, hit like before you head off, if you haven't already.
Absolutely. Until our next deep dive, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.